One of the most important skills that you can learn in order to level up your life and your YouTube channel is camera confidence. So in this video, I'm going to reveal to you in just a few minutes how you can sound natural on camera, even if you're just starting out, with some practical, simple steps that you can use when you film your next video. But first, I want to give you some tips that actually helped me out when I was just starting out. When I first started out, I really struggled to find my style because I was always trying some tips and tricks that I found online, but none of them actually worked because I was just talking to a lens on a camera. Instead, you need to remember that you are actually, in fact, talking to people rather than just a lens, and that actually changes everything. Imagine that you're talking to your best friend that just asked you a question and is super focused on what you're about to say. And that's the person that you need to react to and you need to start talking to when you are in fact talking to a camera, because it can be super intimidating to talk to thousands of people potentially online. But when you start to talk to one single person, that changes the dynamic super, super fast. Which brings me on to the next point. You see, when I first started out, as I said, I was super focused on watching some videos about people teaching me some tips and tricks that I could learn in order to be able to speak on camera. And I found all these big YouTubers that were making super big hand gestures, shouting at the camera, being super enthusiastic, more than you can even imagine. But in fact, when I started doing that, the only comments that I got were people telling me that I was making too much hand gestures. So what did I do? I toned it down and I started to make videos where I could speak like this, super monotonous, and I was very boring. And if you're still here, that's the kind of video that I was watching, and not many people were watching my videos because I started to be not only a presenter, but super boring as well, because you don't want to go either way. But think about it, when you're speaking to friends, you are going to make some hand gestures, but you're not going to go over the top. You're not going to shout at them. You're not going to have your hands go everywhere. Instead, you need to have that small box that you're talking into with your hands, but not going over the top. Not going like this, just being like this. And you talk with your hands, you make hand gestures, but if you're just talking like this, it's going to sound super boring, super fast, and super unnatural. So instead, use your hands. But that's not even the fastest way to lose an audience. You see, if I started off my video saying, "Hi, I'm Steven, and today we're going to talk about camera confidence, and I'm super excited that you're here. If you're interested, be subscribe to this channel, like this video," you're already gone by then. That's not what you want to do. When you're talking to some friends, you're not going to introduce yourself every single time. You need to cut to the chase because, spoiler alert, people don't really care about you or me for that matter. They are interested in themselves and what they can get from that video. And that's something that I actually learned quite recently. But if you're starting out, introducing yourself, people don't care. They want to make sure that the video that they clicked on, they're going to get what they clicked on to have. So stop introducing yourself. You don't need to. Don't tell them to subscribe before they got any value. But now you can subscribe, by the way, if you have gotten value. But you don't want to do that at the beginning. You don't want to get people trying to like the video, comment the video, or any of that stuff before you actually start talking about your video and deliver the value that you have to deliver on your video. Now, something that can make people super uncomfortable is if you start to film a video and looking like this. Imagine I was filming and telling you all sorts of tips and tricks to be comfortable, and I was looking like this. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be super interesting. It wouldn't get you involved because you're looking away from the actual lens. And I was doing this exact same thing because I wanted to make my videos perfect. So I wanted to make sure I was always in the shot And when you look at your own screen, whether it's your phone or a camera, I was looking at my phone, but if you flip it, you install it once, you film a clip where you say nothing just to make sure that you're in frame, then you're going to look at the lens because that's the only option that you have. If you're looking at a screen, it's going to distract you completely. Now imagine that you're filming your video and you're somewhere where you're super uncomfortable. You go to a public place even though you've never filmed before and you start filming yourself. What are you going to look like on camera? Probably super bad because you're not going to sound natural. You're going to be awkward. You're going to worry about what people around you have to say. So instead, you want to go somewhere where you'll feel super comfortable. Not only comfortable in a way that you feel safe. You see, when I go on YouTube and I film my videos, nobody can hear me talking nonsense on YouTube. And that's something that's super cool because you need to be in that space where you can express yourself and say what you want to say instead of just being super uncomfortable in a public place, for example, or just in a place where other people can hear you, even if they're your family, your friends, your wife, your whatever it may be, and they know that you're on YouTube. My wife knows that I'm on YouTube, but yet I'm not going to talk about I'm not going to make a video when she's right beside me because I would not be as natural as I am now. So get yourself comfortable in that way, but also get yourself comfortable like this in a chair and just talk to a camera. If you're in a space where it's not super comfortable for you, then also that's also a way that you're not going to feel very comfortable. So before we get to the next step, here's the thing. If you actually practice, that's how you're going to get better. If you don't practice and if you don't look back at your videos and you don't know what you're doing wrong, especially if you're repeating words all the time. I know I repeat words and I try to cut that down as much as possible. And you want to do the exact same thing. You watch your videos back, you practice, and you film again and again and again. And that's how you're going to be able to improve drastically your speaking on camera. Now, these are some tips that you can implement right now to film your next video, but it would be a shame to not get the full package and get everything that you need to in order to speak well on camera. And for that, I made a video that you can watch right here that tells you everything that you need to know in order to do exactly that. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.